Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Anais, and today I thought I'd film a little bit more of a chatty tip video. As you can see from the title, this is a revision or study tip, tricks, anything you need to know about revising and learning for upcoming exams. I thought this would be perfect for this time of year because obviously we are approaching exam season. It's normally May time, mine's a little bit before because I'm now at university, but I've done my GCSEs and A-levels and now at my first year in university studying English Lit, so hopefully I can help you out in any way with these tips and tricks today, or even if I've just helped release a little bit of stress from watching this video, then hopefully I can help anybody. So if you like this video, please smash a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below. I'm also very thankful because I have just hit 200 subscribers, which is amazing, so thank you very much guys, and thank you for watching my video, and I really hope you do enjoy it. Yeah, so please subscribe if you're new here, it really helps a girl out. And without further ado, let's go on into this video. Okay, so especially in this time of year coming up to exam season, it can be pretty scary. I have certainly been in this situation before. I had my A-level exams last year and it feels like so long ago now, but at the same time it feels like really recent. I definitely worked as best as I could and got the grades that I wanted, so I wanted to pass on some knowledge to you guys of how to maybe revise efficiently if you're struggling of new ways to revise. The first thing that helped me a lot is stationery. Now I love stationery, I have since I was little. I used to have a pencil case obsession, but we won't talk about that. The first thing I find really helpful is pens. So obviously your biros, they don't need to be fancy, you can get any biros that you like, but something that really helped me was coloured pens like these ones, just so it makes your work a little bit prettier, and you can categorise revision sections and you can categorise different topics. So say if you wanted to do biology, you do that in a green colour, maths in a blue, English in red, etc, or match the colours of the exercise books you have already. So coloured pens help a lot, and something I love that I know everybody had at my school were these Stabilo, I think that's how you say it, these highlighters that are actually pastel coloured, so they make your work a little bit prettier. So I have got another blue one as well, but I couldn't find that one. But these are just really cute. You can get them in a 6-pack or a little 3-pack, whatever colours. You can buy them singly. So these just show up really nicely. I'll highlight something for you so you can see the colour. So at the top there, just a really pretty pink colour, and it kind of makes your work look a lot neater. So again, you can highlight important bits of information, and I think if the colours are pretty, then obviously your work's going to look pretty, and you might actually take in more because you can remember certain things in a certain colour. I know that's how I used to work. I don't know if everybody works the same, but I used to say do my quotes in a pink colour, and then that would help me remember because I'd be like, oh, pink, and then associate that with the quote. So that's one thing that I found really useful. Other bits of stationery you might find useful are post-it notes or sticky notes. You can get packs like these in supermarkets. These were from Asda, they were like 50p. And then I've got some index markers as well, but they're little ones here. So you can put these inside of your books, inside of your exercise books, anything to help you pick up a page or remember quotes, because I did English literature at A-level and I had to remember quotations for certain books. So knowing putting one of these in and just putting a theme on them or page number, something for me to remember, these would help out a lot. So sticky notes are really useful because you can move them around as well, so you can put them on your wall, you can put them where you brush your teeth, so even when you're not full on revising, sitting in front of a book, you can see one of these and remember a quote or whether. I know my boyfriend used to put sticky notes on his bedroom door, so every time he'd walk into his bedroom he'd have to answer a question he'd put on his sticky note before he was able to go in, which I think is a really good idea, especially if you are trying to teach yourself or remember things. These are really useful, so that's another thing. And another thing I really love is marble. I'm obsessed with marble. So I found these file dividers in, I think it was £1 Pound World, I think they're closed down now, but B&M do them as well. Wilkinson's are really good for stationery things. So these I just picked up, and then I just use file dividers and separate them up into different topics. I had 4 of these for A levels, so 4 different subjects, which went down to 3 because I didn't pass maths, but we won't talk about that. So I just categorised them into the different topics we had, especially for biology. There was a lot of different topics like gene mutations, so I put that into the file divider and put any work that I'd done inside those. And then another good tip is you can just use paper and rip it out and put it into ring binders like that if you want to choose it's all in one place, or you can buy these pucker pads which have the dividers. I think the dividers are key because you can separate your work, and this is the one that I've bought for university, so I've just put my different topic areas so I can easily flip to them, and then my work is just inside like that. And another one I bought recently is this one that says Killing It, and again is in marble, but this was £2 in Typo. Now Typo have a website and they're really good, so I'd recommend looking into them. I'll leave the link in the description so you can see what they do, but they just do really fun stationery. So this is here, and then it's just got dividers in it which actually have pockets, so you can put work or loose documents in as well, which is really useful. So I'd highly recommend getting one like this. Something I would really highly recommend are these revision cards. Now I picked these up from Wilkinson's. They were £1 each, and I must have bought about 8 packs of these for GCSEs and A levels. I know a lot of my friends did as well. These are really handy. So it's still got some of my A-level things in actually. So you can just write like this on each one. They're not full these, but they've just got really cute things. So you can write questions on the front like little flashcards and have the answer on the back, or you can just write out your revision or anything you need to remember, and then it's all in one place. I used to do this, used to highlight these and put the little tabs inside the things that I needed to remember, and these are honestly the best thing that helped me during my revision. So they do them at Wilkinson's, they have them in B&M, Poundland, Home Bargains. They're literally £1. Asda, supermarkets do them as well, Amazon, anything like that. So just a pack of revision cards. These are quite cool because they stay together, but you can take them out if you need to. And yeah, also another tip I find, if you can get somebody to test you, so it can be your friends, you can get your mum or your dad, whoever you live with, your brother, your sister, to help test you. So say if you've got a question, they'll ask you the question and you can say it, or if you want to sit down with a family member, friend, whoever, and talk to them about anything. So literally I used to do this with my dad and talk to him about psychology and certain subjects that I was studying in psychology, about memory and things like that, and just tell him, because if you can understand something and explain it to somebody, you obviously know what you're talking about and you can obviously remember it. So that really helped with me, so that was another thing I found really useful. Organising work can be annoying and time consuming, and you'll spend ages doing bubble writing and then you haven't actually done any revision. So something else that I find really useful to do is creating mind maps. So this is one I've done recently for a essay that I've got that's due in tomorrow. So it's just this mind map here. So for my question, I've just got an English question, so I've put that in the middle in a bubble and highlighted it with the highlighters, and then I've kind of started off and said what I need to look at and broke down the question, because the question is the most important thing. If you can understand the question, you can know what information to put in. So I find that using past papers helps with this as well. So say for, I can't even remember subjects now. Say for geography, so you've got a question that you need to answer, and it says, to what extent do you agree with? So that's going to be like an argument that you're going to create. So you need to break down the question, highlight the key words in the question, the ones that really stand out to you, and then you're able to work on those. So say explain, describe, you're able to really focus on what those mean for you. So that's something that I find really useful, and then breaking that down into a mind map. And once you've written your essay plan, you can go in and write your essay, and then something I do is just tick off all the points that I've written so I know that I'm not forgetting anything, and that is something I've also found very useful. exam timetables, so it's really good to get a diary and write down all your different exam dates and the time between them, because you don't want to be revising for history and then you realise you've got geography the next day and you haven't done anything for that. So you need to manage your time well, but that can mean you don't have to do one subject at a time. You can do 10 minutes on history, 10 minutes on geography, things like that. So that really helps me as well. You can find really good revision sources online if you just type in like flashcard or revision. I can't even remember ones now. Like Exam Pro is one that school gives you, and they should give you like a password and things, and that's got past papers on it. I used to print out all past papers and answer as many questions as I can, because there's only so many ways they can ask the same question. So there's going to be a question that's come up the year before, as long as you know how to answer it. And one thing I found really useful that my teacher taught me was to look at the examiner's reports. So they will be reports done by the markers of the papers the year before and the year before that or whatever, and they'll say what questions students did really well on and what questions they didn't, and what like percentage of students got right or wrong. So if you know that there's one question, say a 4-marker question, that only 10% of students got right, then you know that they might ask that question again, and you need to know how to answer that question well so you can learn from their mistakes. So that's something I found really, really useful as well. I used to do exam questions for warm-ups as well, so before I started revising I'd get an exam question and see how many marks I got, then I'd revise and do the same question and see if I could improve that mark. You can also revise a certain subject and then answer a question on it afterwards to consolidate that knowledge and make sure you've got it right. A more interesting, like the more nitty-gritty kind of things, the stuff that the teachers don't necessarily tell you, although they probably should, because this is the most important thing. So first thing to do, you need to eat. You can't just slave over your revision and forget to eat. So I like to snack. Everybody loves a snack. So my favourite snack at the moment are these sesame bars. You can pick them up these are from Lidl, they were 33p for 3 packs. You can get them in Sainsbury's, you can get them in Asda, and you can get ones with like chocolate and things on them. They're just really tasty snack. You can have crisps, you can have sweets, anything that will kind of help you. And I also used to put sweets on the corner of like each page I'd revise, so once I've done that page I can have that sweet, kind of like rewarding yourself. But make sure you have a good diet as well, and that you eat, and especially eat breakfast on the morning of the exam. So don't worry about going over your books in the morning. You've probably already learnt that knowledge anyway. Nothing else is going to be able to go into your mind, especially when you're in a nervous state. So good breakfast is porridge, that was my favourite. Cereal, toast, whatever you fancy for breakfast, but make sure you have it. And do not stress. You also sleep if you can. I know it's easy for me to say because you could stay up all night worrying about it, and some nights I did, but just have a good night's sleep. Try to go to bed early, don't stay up long revising, because it's not going to help. No more knowledge is going to go in, you probably just end up getting more confused. And for me, there is a thing as over revising. I got to a point where I'd be revising so much that knowledge wouldn't go in anymore, because how would it? You wouldn't work well like 15 hours straight. So just do it in small manageable chunks. Even if you do something for an hour and then you need a break, don't feel guilty for needing a break. You can literally go for a walk with your mum or your dad, you can walk the dog, you can go for a run, you can do some exercise, you can sit and watch YouTube for 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long you want to, as long as you know that you're going to go back to your work, and you don't need to feel guilty about having a break. I used to pamper myself, have a little pamper evening, face mask, bath, whatever, just to chill me out, and just, you don't need to stress. I know it is easy to say don't stress about exams, because obviously it is horrible and it is a stressful time, but everybody is in the same situation. If you can learn to revise, if you can learn to work well and cope well in those situations, then that's going to help you to move on to whatever you want to do, even if it's just a maths test or you haven't got to your GCSEs yet, whatever you feel best to prepare yourself and succeed in the future. So another good thing about food is to have something spicy in the morning for breakfast. My boyfriend says that spicy food in the morning wakes you up, and yeah, so have a little bit of sriracha sauce. I love sriracha sauce, so just drizzle it over your eggs, whatever, have it with your beans. So apparently spicy food helps. Also, you need to drink. Like, I'm bad for drinking. I don't drink very often, which I probably should, but something that does help me and does encourage me to drink is getting a bottle. So you can get lots of jazzy bottles now. I've just got this little Starbucks one that I fill up, and because it's got a straw you can just sip from it every now and again. I've got some glittery ones, some ones with times on the day. I'm a bottle hoarder. It's probably not pencil cases anymore, it's bottles. But yeah, they do help me to drink. So even if it's not water, even if it's squash or a cup of tea, it's just something to keep you hydrated whilst you are revising, because if you are healthy yourself, then your learning will be healthy too. So that is something that's really helped me out. Music as well. I used to listen to remixes. I don't know why, but they say that you should listen to music without any lyrics, which is probably best. So relaxing music, if you do like music, headphones in whilst you're revising, whatever is right for you. Even if you just try out a few of these methods and they work or they don't work, then you can find out what is best for you and tailor that. Different environments helps me a lot, because if I stay in my room all day, I'm not as successful in achieving my work. So I feel like even if you go into the garden, if it was sunny, I especially did when I was preparing for my A-level revision, I'd revise in the garden with my dog, I'd revise in the bath. You can go to a coffee shop for an hour, 2 hours, sit and have a coffee and revise as well. Just different environments tend to help, because then you've got different places that you've learnt different things, and you can come home and then just settle at home instead of staying at home and then trying to relax in the same environment. It can get a little bit muddled sometimes. And one thing that I've found very useful as well is the app Fit UK actually said was, I'll pop a thing on the screen here so you can see what it is, but it's basically just this. It's called Flora and it's staying focused. So basically you can set a duration and you can plant a little seed on the game, so say 25 minutes, and you press start, and that's how long you're going to stay focused for. And if you give up on the app, if you can't stay focused for that amount of time, then you kill the tree. But if you succeed for the 25 minutes, then you create a tree, and the aim is to create a forest as much as you can. So I think this is really helpful, although it's just a game and it's theoretical, obviously you're not going to be killing trees. I think it's actually quite important. So that is the end of my video. I hope these tips and tricks have helped you out a little bit. They certainly work for me, so hopefully they'll work for a few of you also. And I just want to say a good luck to everybody that is revising, either for their GCSEs, A-levels, uni, SATs, whatever, whoever's watching this video, or if you're just watching it to maybe gain knowledge for the future. I do wish you good luck, and good luck in your exams that are coming up. I believe in you, so you should believe in yourself. So don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified when I post a video, which is every Thursday at 6 o'clock. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye guys!